Hi, this is Dave from Priority Bicycles, and today I'm going to walk you through the assembly of your new Gear Patrol Commuter. We're excited to have you as part of the Priority family. On screen, you'll find our email address and our phone number. If at any time during this assembly you have any questions, or any time during ownership, please reach out to us. We're here 7 days a week via email and text message to help you with anything you need, and your satisfaction is important to us. For this assembly, you'll need either a pair of diagonal cutters or a pair of scissors, and a household Phillips screwdriver. Once you've removed the bicycle and accessory box from the larger carton, go ahead and put the accessory box aside and unpack everything and remove all the protective packaging from the bicycle. Now open up everything in your accessories box and lay it out. Inside your box, you're going to find a variety of different things we'll use for the assembly. Your pedals with an R and an L label for right and left, a red rear reflector, a white front reflector, and then 4 wrenches, a 15mm wrench, a 4, 5, and 6mm Allen wrench. In addition, you're going to find several different owner's manuals. For your safety, we recommend that you stop and read these manuals before proceeding with the assembly. To aid in our assembly, first pop out the 2 holes in the side of your accessories box. Then fold your accessories box together. Now, put it in front of the bike, lift up the bike, and turn the fork legs so that the brakes are in front of the bike and that the brake cable is in front of the bike. Then stick the fork legs into the 2 holes in the box. We're going to start by installing the handlebars. Use your 4mm, the smallest Allen wrench, and remove the 4 bolts holding the faceplate on the stem. With the faceplate removed, stick all 4 bolts back in. Grab your handlebar. Make sure that all 3 cables go around the front of the bike and that nothing's going around behind the head tube. Stick your handlebar into place and use your 4mm wrench to tighten. You'll want to apply torque in a star-like pattern to evenly clamp down the handlebar. Once properly tightened, let's put on the front reflector. To install the front reflector, use your household Phillips screwdriver to remove the clamp, screw, and nut. Place it over the handlebar. Make sure the nut fits within its grooved hole and tighten. Now let's move on to the seat and red rear reflector. You can slide the red rear reflector onto the seat post so that the reflector is facing the rear of the bike, and tighten. Then grab your 5mm Allen wrench, the middle size. Insert the seat post into the frame. Note the minimum insertion mark. You'll need to insert the seat at least so the minimum insertion mark is not showing. You may need to start by removing a little bit of tension from the clamp bolt. So long as the minimum insertion mark is not showing, tighten. You can come back later and adjust this to the proper height. Now let's move on to the pedals. Each pedal has a sticker for an R and an L. You'll also notice CR-R and CR-L on the axles of each pedal. You'll notice in these stickers that the R, or right side, is standard threading, so you're going to turn clockwise to install it. However, the left pedal in green here shows a counterclockwise arrow. This is reverse threaded, so the left pedal will install reverse threaded or turning counterclockwise. Let's start with the right. If you have a dab of grease, it's a good idea to put it on the threads. Turn the right pedal clockwise or standard threading to thread it into the crank arm. Use your wrench. It's important that your pedal gets very tight on your crank arm. Once your pedal's hand tight, you're going to want to use significant force to really make sure your pedal is tight on the crank arm. After torquing it down, your wrench should leave an indentation in the palm of your hand. Now let's move on to the left pedal. Remember, the left pedal installs counterclockwise or reverse threaded. It's also important to remember to get the pedals really tight. So start by hand tightening your left pedal reverse threaded or counterclockwise. Finish with your wrench. And once hand tightened, make sure and get this really tight. You should put enough torque into the wrench that the wrench leaves an indentation in the palm of your hand. Next, we're going to install your front wheel. Make sure that your brakes have their springs behind the brake arm and make sure they're open. Then, grab your front wheel. Loosen each axle nut significantly, leaving enough room to slide it in the fork. Push the washers to the outside. If you look at the tread of the tire, you'll notice it has a bit of a directional arrow to it. Make sure that arrow is pointing forward so that it matches the direction of the rear tire. Now, lift up the bike and get rid of the cardboard. Insert the wheel into the fork fully. Once in, tighten each axle nut by hand. Then, grab your 15mm wrench and tighten each axle nut, giving a little pressure to both sides until both are fully tight and that the wrench leaves an indentation in the palm of your hand. Now let's attach your front brakes. Push the dust seal over to the left caliper. Make sure that your brake noodle is fully engaged in the cable housing. Then, hold both calipers together and hook the noodle into the right caliper. Make sure it's fully seated. Put the dust seal on. The basic assembly of your Gear Patrol Commuter is now complete. Now, take a look over all the nuts and bolts on the bicycle. Use the wrenches to ensure that everything is correctly tightened to its torque specification in our manual. Before riding, make sure and have a professional bicycle mechanic safety check the bicycle. We hope you love your new bike. If you have any questions at all, now or in the future, please contact us. Our contact information is on the screen. Our quickest response is always over email and text. We're here 7 days a week to help.